Hi, in this tutorial you will learn how to upload file to Amazon S3 bucket with Java Spring Boot. Amazon S3 is a highly scalable and durable object storage service provided by Amazon Web Service. It is designed to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere on the web and is commonly used for various data storage. What you will learn in this tutorial, you will learn how to create I am a user account in AWS with permission. You will also learn how to create Amazon S3 bucket for uploading file. You will learn how to create access key and secret key for I am a user, how to configure access key and secret key in environment variables. Then you will also learn how to create Spring MVC web application with Spring Boot. You will learn how to upload file to Amazon S3 using Java Spring Boot. And if you doesn't have their account with AWS, which is Amazon Web Service, you will create one. I have a tutorial in this channel, Coding Techniques, which teaches how to create account with Amazon Web Service. So here is the application architecture for uploading file to Amazon S3. We have Thymeleaf as a front end, and in the backend we have a user controller and S3 service class, and then the storage, it will passes through this channel. The storage is AWS S3 bucket. Here is the form that we will use to upload file to the Amazon S3 bucket. This is what we will build together, and then here is the Amazon S3 bucket. The name of the bucket is images, and then we have hyphen then 0. You will learn how to create this bucket inside the tutorial, and let's add file into this bucket. So here we have an empty file. Now we can use this registration form to add file to our Amazon S3 bucket. So now let's add file to this. Let's add the description just as file, and then choose the images and add. Then let's register. So we have file upload successful, and let's check our Amazon. Here we have to refresh the Amazon S3 bucket. So by refreshing, here is our just uploaded image. Okay, this is what we will build together in this tutorial. In this section, we will sign into the root user account and create I am a user account, as well as the S3 bucket with the secret key and access key. Okay, now let's sign into the console, which is root user. I have tutorial on how to create root user account. You will check on my channel, Coding Techniques. For now, let's log into this Coding Techniques. I have this as email, Coding Techniques 15@gmail.com. So, and then let me add the password. Okay, so now we are signed into the Amazon Web Service. The next thing we will do here is to create I am a user account. So if you did not see the I am a user account, here is the I am user account, or you will search it in the search bar here. So for now, let's log in. Okay, now it is signing into the I am a user account. Okay, so here we have, you will go to these users. Here we have a single user. Okay, so now I will delete this user and create another one with the same name user. I don't want to create another user here because I want this to use this name. Okay, so let me delete this. Okay, to delete this, I will enter the name create a new user together. If you go to the users here, we have create user. Okay, now the username is user, and then let's click provide access to the AWS. We will use this for the programmatic access. So here you will click on I want to create and I am a user. We recommend that you create I am a user only if you need to enable programmatic access. So we click this, and here we have auto generated password. You can create custom one, but there is no need to create custom one because we can change these in the login when we are logging. Okay, so for now let's leave it at auto generated password. So the next thing we will do is here we click next. So if you want to use group, maybe in the future you can create as many users and that have similar work, so you can create group. For now I will just attach policies directly. So the first thing I will add is the S3 full access. So I have S3 full access, and I also need the administrator access. So I need these two: permission, administrator access, and then S3 full access. So by adding these two permission, let's click next. Okay, here is the permission. Here is the we can create tag, but we don't need to create tag here. So let's go to create user. So here is our user, and here we have download CV file, so we can download this. Okay, here we have user credential one. I have the earlier user that I created, that is why we have user credential one here. So for now let's return to the user since that we download, and you cannot share this with anyone if you are working on this. Here is the user credential. Okay, so here we have last activity not found because we did not use this. The next thing we will do is to create access key, and here is where we can create access key for this user. So let's create the access key. Okay, and in this you can just click the local code, then click on I understand. Okay, so here we don't need the add the description tag value, just create access key. Okay, so here is our access key, and we will also download these we will use it in the environment variables so that we can access these. For now let's check the download. Let's go to the show folder, show in folder. So here is what we have user access key, and then we have user credential. So now we will use this user credential. Let's open this with Notepad, open with Notepad, and then copy this link so that we can access the user that we just create. So if you copy this link, put it inside a new tab, and then let's access this. So here we will provide the username for I am a user. So let's enter the username, and then the password is auto generated and it is inside our file. So here is the password. We can use this password to enter. So we will have prompt to add to create new password. So now the password I will use here, you can add the password of your own. Here I will add my password. And then let me retype the password. Okay, then confirm password change. So here we access this. Here we have this user and we access this. Now let's go to the I am. This is not a real user, this is not a root user, this is a user that we just created, which is I am user. So I also have the tutorial on how to create I am user. You will learn it in detail in the tutorial. Okay, now let's go to the users. Okay, here we have these users. We already have access. The next thing we will do here is we will create the bucket. So now let's search for the S3 bucket here. Okay, here we have S3, and here is the top features that this scalable storage in cloud offer. So let's click on the bucket. We will create a new bucket. So let's create a new bucket here, and then so here is create a bucket. As we see the name image0, I will use the same name here, but you will use the name that you want. Let me create images and then add the 0. So this is the name I will use, and then the next thing I will add the region. Then we have these regions as data centers, and each of these are independent of each other. You can use the one close to your region, so I choose to use this US West 2. Okay, and then so I will leave this as default, owned by this account. All objects in this bucket are owned by this account. Access to this bucket and its object is specified using only policies. So let me add this. So we have this method. We recommend disabling unless you need to control access for each object individually or to have object writer. So I will leave this as ACL enable, and then the next thing we will do is to just go to next and leave this as default. We have block all public access. This is default. So we will just create the bucket. So this bucket with this name already exists. Okay, let me add just 001. This name already exists, and I will add another slash and 0. So this name, we have no bucket with this name, but this name is not does not look like a understandable name. Let me just add images coding, and then we have techniques. So this is the bucket name, images coding techniques. Okay, let's go to the create bucket. So now we have our bucket, and we have this US West 2, and here is the name of our bucket. So let's access this bucket. So in this bucket we have nothing. Okay, the next thing we will do is to go to the configuration. To add the configuration in the environment variables, we will add the access key, the region, and the secret key. By adding this, it will enable us to access the Amazon, and we will have to do this before we access the bucket. So let's do this next. In this section, we will add our secret key and access key with the region in the environment variables. So now, as we did earlier, you see we have this URL, which is user credential. We downloaded this file. We download two files. Now we use this to create to access the I am a user. So the next thing we will do is to check for the other file where we have the secret key. So here is the access key that we have. So let's try and open this with the notepad. So here we have the access key ID and the secret access key. And if you did not forget, we added US West to region as the region for our S3 bucket. Okay, now we will use this in the environment variable. So now let's go to type environment variables. Okay, so here in the environment variable, so we have this. Click on the environment variables and we will go direct to the system variables. Okay, so here in the system variable, let's click edit. So not edit, click close, add new. We are adding new, so let's add new. The first thing we will add is the AWS access key ID, and we will write this in capital letter. Okay, let's write this AWS, and we will have this AWS, and then we will add the access key, AWS access key. So don't forget that we are adding this, and it is not hyphen. This is just under the writing that we have. I forgot the name, but you can, as you can see it, you can add this. Without this, the name will not be proper. So we have the access key ID. So, and we will copy the access key and we will put the access key here. So here is the access key. Let's copy the access key, go back to the environment variable. Okay, now we by clicking on OK, we create AWS access key ID. Okay, this is okay. Then let's click finish. Okay, we add this. The next thing we will do is that we will create for the secret key. Okay, the same in the case of the secret key, and we will add the secret. First we need to add AWS as we did earlier, AWS, then secret key. We'll add secret, and then followed by access key, secret access key. Okay, we add this, and let's copy the access key, secret access key. Okay, go back to the environment variables. So we have to paste it here. we have AWS create access key. Okay, now we add AWS access key ID, and then we also have AWS secret access key. Okay, the next thing we will add is the region. Okay, we are using US West 2 at the bucket. Here is the US, so we will just copy this and then let's go back to and create new. So here we will ask AWS region, AWS region. Okay, then add the variable value, which is US West 2. Okay, then click OK. So now we have access key ID, AWS region, AWS secret access key. So, and note that without this you cannot access the bucket, so you need to add this in the system variable inside your environment variable. So after adding this, we will just click OK, and this will give us we can access this using our Java code. So the next thing, we will create our project, and we can use the Java code Spring Boot to access to upload file into this bucket. Okay, here we will create OK as well. So let's do this together in the next section. Now let's create a new project. Let's go to create new project. Here we have Spring Starter project, and then click next. It will connect us to the Start Spring IO. So I will change this. This is the tutorial that I did on the Spring security tutorial. So I will change this with the AWS S3 file upload. File S3 file upload. Okay, I have this name as the AWS S3 file upload. I will be using Maven and the language Java. Here I have coding techniques as group, as well as the package, which is the name of the channel. And then I will change the description file upload to S3 bucket. S3 bucket. So this is okay for the project. And the next thing, I will add the dependency. So I will use the Spring Web dependency. So let me click, and then I have the Thymeleaf. I will use Thymeleaf as well, and then I need Spring Boot DevTool. Okay, this is what I need. And the next thing I will add is the AWS, which is S3 dependency. But for this dependency, for the dependency of the S3, we will go to the AWS website. For now, let's create this. We will add the dependency later. We'll just click finish. So by clicking finish, here is our project, which is initializing. Import getting started. So here is the project. Let access is the starter class. Upload file upload. I am trying to access class. So here is the starter class. Okay, the next thing, we will just go to the pom.xml so that we can add the dependency for the S3. So we will add the dependency management here, but let's go to the browser, and in the new tab you will search for the AWS S3 dependency Marvin depend. So let's search for, and we have this. We will use the AWS documentation. Let's go to the this documentation. Okay, so here we have this dependency. Let's just copy this face and then go back to the project. Here between the dependency and we will add the dependency management here for the AWS. The next thing, we will go back again and scroll. Let's go back to this. We will also need this dependency for the S3. Okay, this is all we need here. Let's go back to the project. Okay, so inside this dependency we will add these. Okay, so by adding these, we don't need these again. Okay, so by adding this, we will go to the pom.xml and go to right click, so, and have update project. Okay, so let's click update project. Okay, now the next thing we will do is to run this application and check if it doesn't have error. Then we will go and write our code. So let's run this as Spring Boot app. Run as Spring Boot app. Okay, so here is the console. The application now is starting. Okay, now we have the application started at the port 8080. So now the next thing we will do is we can create a model class, and also we will create service class, the controller class at the same time. In this section we will create a model class, and then we will also create a service class followed by the controller class. Now let's add the package for the model. So in this package we will create a new class user. Okay, so let's create the new class user. Okay, because we have the Spring Boot Dev Tool, it is running the application which is live reload, so we don't need the add entity because this is not an entity class. We will just use this to add the private face string description, which is the description of the image, private string description. string, private string description, and then we also need private string file name. Okay, this is the two fields that we will create in this class, and this is the only field that we will create in this class. Now let's generate getters and setters. Go to generate source. Okay, here we are having issue accessing this. Okay, so now let's click on the access source here. Okay, we can generate getters and setters from here. Select all. Okay, we have these getters and setters. This is all we need for this class. Finish. Now we will go to the service class, where we will interact with the classes provided by the AWS. Now let's create another package, and let's name this package service. Okay, now a class is creating. Okay, now let's create new. We just create package. Now let's create new class, and this class I will name it S3 service. Okay, click finish. So here is the S3 service. The first thing I will do, I will annotate this with @service, because we will use this in the controller class. So the first thing we will do is to add the to build client, and there are classes provided for this service. So first let's add the bucket name string bucket name Okay, we will add the bucket name here, but we need this to be private string bucket name. So let's go and copy our bucket name and add the bucket name here. So I will close this. We finish with this. So here is the bucket name. The name of the bucket is images coding techniques, and as well we have the bucket name here. So let me copy the bucket name. Okay, here we have the bucket name. So the next thing we will do, we will add the regions. Okay, so we will use the region. We have the region. Okay, here is the region we have. It is Eno, and let's name the variable region. Okay, we will use this class to access the region, and we add the US and West 2. This is the region that we added. So now we create private string bucket name, and then we also add the regions. So the next thing we will do is that we will create a method which is upload to S3. Let's add the method public upload. This method will be void public void upload to S3, the name of the method. So before adding the parameters on this method, first we will start writing the code, and if we reach a place where we need those parameters, we will add them so that you can understand. First, we need the interface Amazon S3. This Amazon S3 is the main interface for interacting with Amazon S3. Okay, and let's have the name as S3 client, the name of the variable S3 client. Okay, so here we will have the Amazon S3 S3 client builder. Here is the class, and we will use this to standard to call the instance of the Amazon S3 client builder, so we can access the method. And with region we will add the region here. So here is our region US West 2. We add this here, and then the next thing we will do is to call build. So here we built a client, S3 client. So the next thing we will do is to have the object metadata. The metadata gives information about the object that we want to build. So in the first thing we do, we build the S3 client, and now we will add the object metadata. So let's add the object metadata using this class object metadata, and then let's create new object metadata. So this is the class, and we will access the members of this class, but for now the name of the variable is too long. Let me just add metadata as the name of the variable, and then the first thing I will do is to access the type, and the type of this method, as I said earlier, this metadata give information about the object we will going to upload. So metadata, we will access the content type, which is image.jpg. Content type, set content type. Okay, so we will add the content type image.jpg. So we need jpeg, and then we will also need the metadata again. So in this case we will add the input stream first before adding this method. Okay, so let's add the input stream. So this class, we will use this to receive the image that we will upload. So, and by accessing this method, the name of the method is the content length, set content. So not this one, set content length. So, and in this we will call the input stream dot available. So this method give the exact size of the image that we are trying to upload. So, and this will throw exception. Let's add the throw to, which is IO exception. Okay, so here we have the information about the data we are uploading. So here we have the client, the information about the data the client will upload. So the next thing, we will use a put object request, and using this we will add the request necessary, which include the file name, which is key name. We will also add the bucket name. We will add all what we need in our request using the put object request. So let's use put object request. Here is the class, and then let's name the variable as request, and then call put object request. Okay, this put object request have, let me call this new. Put object request has a set of parameter. Put object request. So here is the set of the constructor that we have. We have bucket name, key, input stream, and object metadata. So we will choose this. So the first thing here is bucket name is correct, and in the key name, this represent a key name, and here I will change this to the, let me add a new variable here, string file name. I will use file name as the key name. Let me add the file name. Okay, and then we also have the input stream. This is correct, and then we added this metadata. So here is our metadata, the bucket name, and then we have the input stream. So this is okay, and then the next thing we will do is to use the S3 client to put object, which is the object that we have now. Okay, so let me access the S3 client and then use the put object. So we have this put object of type put object request, and then we will pass this request. Okay, this is what we have, and this method will throw not only IO exception. We finish with the implementation of this class, but this method need the exception, which is Amazon service exception. If we have problem from the Amazon service, we will have this exception, Amazon service exception, and then we will also need the SDK client exception, which is the from the client side SDK client exception. Okay, so this is the exception that we need, but in this case we are having a syntax error. Let me delete that. Is we need a comma. Okay, so to separate the IO exception with this is the implementation of this class. So the next thing we will do is to create a controller class. So to create a controller class, we will go and create the package for the controller. So now let's go and create new package controller. So let's create new class user controller. So first we will annotate this class with @controller. Okay, so now we will have the get mapping and the post mapping for the file upload. First, let's add the get mapping. Okay, so and we will add the path to this, which is file upload, and then we will create a method public string file upload page. Let's name the method file upload page. And this will just return our page. And the name of the page that we will create is form. So for now I am adding this. Later we will create this form if we come to the front end. So for now we have the get mapping, and let me add the post mapping. Add post mapping, and we need this to reduce the work. Okay, so then we will create the method public string, and this method save, I will call it save files. So here is the method. This method will also return the HTML file that we will create later in the template, which is form. Okay, so here we have this, and we will pass the parameters that we will use in this method. The first thing we need a model interface model, and we need the @request param string for the description, and we also need for the file. So because we are uploading two, so here I need @request parameter. Here we have @request parameter, and I need this. I will write description here. Description. With this we will get the description that we add in the form. It will map to the method parameter. The description we have in the form will map to the method parameter, and it will store in the string. Let me add the string and then add the description again. It will store on this description. Okay, so let me break this method parameter because we are adding more. And then for the file we also need @request param, and then we need this. We will write the name as file. Okay, so and this will also map to the multipath file. So let's have the multipath file class. Multipath file. Here is the multipath file class. This is a representation of an uploaded file received in a multipath request. as it is written in the description of the interface. So it is not class, sorry, it is interface. And let me just add the method as the name of the variable as the multiple file. So this file will map to this multiple file, and the description that we will add in the form will map to this, and we also have the model. Okay, so the next thing we will do now is to find the name of these. We need a string original name, so we need the string. Let me add this as file name. We will get the file name by calling the multiple file dot get original file name. So, and after getting this original file name, so now we need to create a user object so that we can set this to the user object. User, let me create a import first, and then let's create a user object, new user. So user dot set file name. So now we get the file name. As long as it will upload, before uploading we will get the file name using the multipath.get original file name, and then we will also set the description, user dot set the description. So in this case is the description that we have here. So let me correct this. We have I, and then as well here we need this description, so we are setting this into this user. So the next thing we will do is to call the S3 service, and then we will, before then we will create the first, let's call at authorize, and then call the S3 service class. Here is our S3 service class, S3 service. So we will access this method from here. We need the S3 service to access this. Upload to S3, which is the method that we just created. So here we will pass the multipath file dot get input stream. So it will get this file, and as a key we are finding the file name here. So this is okay, and this method will throw an exception, the add throws declaration. We will surround with try catch. Okay, so because we are having the Amazon Web Service exception, we also have SDK client exception. We are having this, and I add this differently. So the next thing we will do is to add the model and add the attribute. So first of all, let's add the model dot add attribute message. The attribute is message face, message. For this we need the, in this case we need these to have the message like AWS service error, AWS service error. Okay, and then let's copy this and have it here. SDK client error. So, and then we will add this to the IO exception, which is for the file upload. We will add the error uploading file, So this name message, it will be good if we add the error here. We also add the error, and then we also add error here, because we need to add the message if it is successful. So at the end of this form, that means it passes through all these, and if it come to this, we did the message, and the message will be file successfully upload. Okay, so let's save this and then go back to the S3 service. If you did not save, we need to save this as well. So this is what we all need in this controller class. We finish adding all the necessary thing that we need. So the next thing we will do is to go to model, is to go to the resource, and inside this template we will create our form, so that we can add the user to the, we can add the files. Okay, now then we will create a form. Let's go to the template, new order. We will create HTML form. Let's create HTML form. So here we have this form, but we will not create this ourselves. We will have ChatGPT create it for us. And in my last tutorial on form validation, I have this form created, so we will customize this. This is the form generated by the ChatGPT. So here is the question: generate me a HTML CSS registration page with this color, and you can choose the color, whatever color you need. So as long as you have this, you can edit this to our specification, and you can see how I will do this. First, let me copy this to our, okay, so let me paste this first. Okay, so first let me run the project, and as we save, okay, we have this Spring Boot Dev Tool, so we don't need to run the project. So let us access this and see what we have, how it look like. So let me try to access localhost and then add the file upload. We have this hyphen before, so this is how the form look like. You see we have this, it is going to the edge of the container. So let's go back and check it is happening from where. So this is where it is happening. The max width of the container is 400 pixel, and we have this to the width of the text password and the email to the 90 to the 100%. So we need to reduce this to 90. Let's check back again, refresh, so you see this, it look better. Okay, now we will change this username and email to our specification. Okay, let's change this face. I don't need this. Okay, so the only thing I will need here is this. I will edit this to text, and here I will name this description. I have description here, and the placeholder will be description as well. So, and this name is file, and I will use file as well here, because this is the name we set in the @request param of our controller, and then we don't need placeholder for the file. So let's see how it look like. Let's refresh this. So we have this. Okay, so now we will edit this to have the form in the header of the form. The method is post, so let's delete this. Okay, and add the remaining header. Okay, we have the method as post, and we need the action as well to file upload, which is the path or the URL file upload, and we also need the enc type, which is multipath. Okay, let me add the enc type multipath data form data. So this is what I have so far, and I need this for the messages that we have. So in the below the registration, I need a div. So div, okay, and in this div we will have the Thymeleaf attribute thif to check if we have any message or error. Thif, if error is not equal to null, okay, that is if the error is not equal to null, we will put this inside this Thymeleaf attribute. So that is if we have error, so we need the message here or the error. So let me have this, and the attribute I am adding now, it will get the message that we have or error. Okay, so I will add the color of this using the style, the color to red. Okay, so I will duplicate this for the message as well. So we need this for message, and in this case we need the message here. Okay, this is what we have so far, and let's run the application, or rerun the application, and check if we can upload file to the Amazon S3 without having any error. So let's go back to the file here. Okay, now I will add the description as just file, and then choose so here we have this. Let me add this and register this to see if we have it. It will upload to the Amazon S3. We have file successfully upload. Now let's check the image. Here is our image, is coding techniques. Let's refresh. So you see we have this image that we just upload. So this is the end of this tutorial, and I hope you will subscribe my channel for more videos on Spring Boot, and we will create more tutorial on more on frameworks. I hope you will subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you.